Hey there, traders. This is the Bitcoin Beast talking at you. And today I'm going to talk about the dollar cost average beast mode strategy for altcoins, or as we affectionately call them in Bitcoin land, the shitcoins. You can have your opinions, pro or con. Uh, I believe personally that altcoins will all trend to zero against Bitcoin because, take for example, ETH. Everybody thought ETH was going to flip uh, Bitcoin because it had smart contracts in this, and found out that the fees are terribly high, and that the sharding and the things that all the improvements that they were are pretty much non-existent for the most part, and that's why a lot of people jumped over to Sol. And what will happen is it's just the next best thing will come along because they're not proof of work. They aren't allowing themselves to get inserted into the grid. So they will just continue to cannibalize each other, trying to be the first loser. Bitcoin will continue to move on, and eventually that all this hustle and bustle and will go on to Bitcoin layer 2 systems, and that's why I'm into stacks. Some people might consider stacks a shitcoin. I consider it an innovation in Bitcoin that's doing very well. I think it solves a lot of problems that Bitcoin can't, even at a developer level. That a layer 2 solution was necessary, and Stacks is the longest running one. So I am heavily invested in Stacks and the Stacks ecosystem. Not so much for meme coins and NFTs and stuff like that. Uh, I'm more interested in things like savings and loans and tokenization of assets, because I think that allows uh, takes away from the banks the centralization of those assets. That's what Stacks and the Stacks ecosystem does. Yes, there's meme coins, there's NFTs and all that weird stuff that goes on. I don't understand a lot of it, but I do understand savings and loans and real estate and things like that, and a decentralized application of what Stacks is. It's the most decentralized and most robust ecosystem, layer 2 ecosystem on Bitcoin. Uh, that's why I'm heavily invested in that, and I will die on that hill. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let me get. Ooh, I didn't even have it on here. That was a message to the Bitcoin maxis out there. This is me on Twitter. I always forget to do this part on, but that's me when I had short hair. That was 2008 when I knew something was wrong, but couldn't figure it out. I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and my hair's a little bit longer now. But um, what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about how I play the alternate coins. I don't want to say the S coins because I don't want to get banned on YouTube, but I do consider them. If you see me one on one, that's what I'll call them. Uh, but before we do that, the last video I talked about Bitcoin winter. This is the time. The altcoin, the way that I do altcoins, it's called a mean reversion, and it has to do in the window of Bitcoin winter. That's when I begin my dollar cost averaging into these altcoins, because I intend on selling them, every one of them. But I never intend on selling my Bitcoin. But I do intend on selling the altcoins for the reasons that I outlined, that they just cannibalize each other and they will never catch up to Bitcoin. So this Bitcoin winter started in, this particular one started in May of 2022, beginning of May, and then ended in the beginning of March of 2023. So not quite, was that 10 months, 10 months. So we'll move on here, and we're going to bring up some altcoin charts. This first one is Sol. Sol done very well. I predicted, and I still believe, that Sol will eventually flip Ethereum. It won't flip Bitcoin, but it will definitely flip Ethereum. It's just faster, cheaper, better than Ethereum, but it's not hooked into the grid. It's not the superior proof of work It's still a proof of stake coin. It's an I dug into a little bit on the metrics behind it. It's kind of an interesting concept how they do things. But you see, I marked off here. Here's this is the weekly chart of Solana, and this is from 5/1 to 3/05. So it's the same amount of time. It's just in weeks now instead of months. And what I would do is I always dollar cost average into Bitcoin, no matter what. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the season. But for altcoins, I wait till winter, because I want to get these coins as low as possible. And when Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the king, when it goes down, everything goes down. That's because of the interoperability between the exchanges, where they're pegged to it. If Bitcoin goes down, it drags them down because of the, you have pairings like Bitcoin to Solana, Bitcoin to Ethereum, Bitcoin to it's connected to, it's a base currency just like the United States dollar is. And so when Bitcoin goes down, that's what drags it down, is all that liquidity and all those exchanges. There's other reasons too, but that's the main one. So what I would do is once Bitcoin winter is in, I'm going to start putting orders in. Every week I would put in an order, and I'd take it down probably about this level right here. It's like this week started here, so here's a nice big wick right there, so I'm going to go underneath this wick, because I know it's going to go lower, but I don't know how low. But I know eventually it's going to turn back up. Bitcoin is going to pull everything up, so I'll put an order in here. Let me go ahead and let's just hang on a second. I forgot to. We're just going to put the smallest order. What I usually do is the smallest order, because I divide it up into different sections. Each coin will get a specific amount, and usually I pick the smallest amount. 0.01. Why isn't that one going away? Go away, one. I want that one to go away. There. Here we go. So I'm going to I'll put a buy limit order. What this means is when this order, oops. Oh, it's because I'm not hooked up. Why is it not doing that? Okay. Let me just do lines then. I'll just put a line in right here. There's my order. Imagine that's a buy order that I put in, and then I just wait. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. 5th week it hit, and so I would buy the smallest amount of Solana that I would possibly buy. Each week I would do this, and what I would do is I would draw a little bit lower this time. Second order. Boom. When these orders are hit, I'm buying. That means I'm expecting the price to eventually go up, and then I'll do it again. 3rd week. 4th week. And how many weeks was that? So we started here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We hit 1. So we continue, and then I'll start filling in the ladder. This is what I call a limit order ladder. I'll put another order. Let's say we come back up here. Okay, now I got an idea things are going to be bottoming out here. So I might put one there. Boom, I catch another one. And these are just small, tiny orders, the smallest orders that I can put in. And then I would put another here. Whoa. And this week, I would put orders in between orders if the ladder got too spread out, where I felt like it was getting too spread out. I would start putting orders in between the orders. And so this would allow me to pick up these at the least possible price. So I know Bitcoin is bottoming out. Everybody's scared to be in the market right now. Everybody's terrified of Bitcoin. That's what the Bitcoin winter happens. And so then we climb out, we start climbing out. Now we're in the Bitcoin spring. Here's Bitcoin spring. Now winter lasted a few more weeks here, so I would continue. But when we started popping up, we started making a higher high from over here. Then I would start raising my limit order ladders. I would take my bottom rung and put it on top. Take my bottom rung, put it on top. Take my bottom rung, put it on top. And just follow price up wait for those dips to come down, boom, then I'm buying. I got an order in. Raise this one up. Raise this one up. And then this is when I would stop. I would stop putting money into the market at this point. I would just want to get rid of my ladder, is what I'm trying to do at this point. And eventually, I'm going to get a big enough dip. I'm going to raise these fast enough where I'm not going to enter in anymore. Then I just wait. And I'm just waiting for Bitcoin fall. And that'll happen after the halving. It's happened every time after the halving. It's not to say that this is a guarantee that's going to happen. But then all these are gone. So all these, once these are, they're all gone. Now I have a lot of Solana, not as much as I would like to. I had some things come up, so I wasn't able to do that. You know, you never have enough Bitcoin, of course. But this is for a fiat play, so that I need some fiat. I need cash as well as Bitcoin. Anybody tells you they can live in a Bitcoin standard, yeah, if you can. If you have, you know, a couple million in the bank, yeah, sure, no problem. You can handle the fluctuations. But us average Joes out here slugging it out every day, we need that stabilized currency, so to survive, and then eventually, you know, move up as we continue to invest and grow on our investments. But that is Bitcoin dollar cost, or that's dollar cost average beast mode altcoin strategy. It's very simple, very easy. Now I'm just waiting. I haven't bought the dip on this. I have some things going on in other areas, so I don't have any cash on hand to buy this dip except for Bitcoin, and I'll continue to dollar cost average into Bitcoin until I die, and then I will never spend it, or I will never sell it. I will spend it. But these are for cash. These are for purchases and things that I'm going to need in the near future. So anyway, thank you for joining my TED Talk. That was dollar cost average beast mode altcoin strategy.